Hello and welcome back to this three-part series about is being a VA for you? Is this a route you might want to take? I'm Paula Edwards and I am the founder of Advanced Virtual Assistants. So today I'm going to be talking to you about busting any myths that you might have heard, because I think I certainly hear them going around. So I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to do a little video talking about, what the truths are really. So one thing I hear quite a lot is that you need to have lots of experience to start, and that's definitely not true. Many VAs just start with the skills that you've already got, because you'd be surprised when you actually think about all of the skills you've already got, all of the jobs that you've had, or even voluntary jobs, or running a home, or moving house. There's so many skills here that you'll have picked up along the way that you don't realize they are things that you can actually sell. So you don't need to know all of the things. Don't be put off by thinking I've got to go and learn this or that or the other to get your business started, because you certainly do. The chances are that if you've got a laptop and you've got Wi-Fi and you know how to operate your computer, then you will have skills to sell straight away. So please don't let that put you off. You'll definitely have skills you can sell that are transferable from previous roles. And, skills are always something that we're building upon. The other thing I hear quite a lot is, oh, I can't get started until I've got a website or I've got a logo or that type of thing. And that's definitely not necessary either. I would just really urge you just to get started, because you don't have to have a website or a logo when you get started. It is helpful to have a name, a business name, because I really do suggest that having your domain-based email is important to make you look professional from the outset. But having a website and all of the other things aren't quite necessary at this point. Great to have in the future, but not necessarily something you can't get started without. So don't think you have to have that at the beginning, because sometimes it feels like a big investment or a big piece of work in actual fact. And it's just not necessarily. I would really urge you just to get your domain-based email and get started. Another thing I hear is that you have to know all of the tech tools. And I know this worries a lot of people, because we do use a lot of technology. Obviously, working remotely, we have to rely on using technology to be able to communicate with our clients and do the job that we do. But that said, you don't need to know all of the things. Having a good understanding of basic things just to get you started is really enough. So simple things like learning how to use. Obviously, we're all using email. You're using that every day, so you definitely know how to use that. Digital calendars is another thing that's helpful to use. I'm sure that you're already using that already. Things like documents and spreadsheets, of course, you'll be using those already as well. So these are things that you already know that you're using in your day-to-day that you can get started with. But, getting used to knowing to new platforms and learning more advanced platforms can take time, but it is absolutely fine to just do that as you go and learn as you go and build upon your knowledge. That's how it's worked out for me, and I really do embrace learning all of these things now. I really enjoy it, and they are honestly far more easy than you might think they are. It's a case of pushing through and having that growth mindset and just thinking, I'm going to give this a go. So don't think you need to know all of the tech before you get started, because you absolutely don't. The other thing some people worry about is having to be available 24/7. And what I mean by that is not necessarily working all night, but, like being available outside times that they don't want to be available, or weekends, or not being able to take holidays and that type of thing. So the whole point of creating your VA business is to set it up to suit your lifestyle. And there's many successful VAs that have set up their business around, working school hours or whatever it is, whatever commitments they've got inside their family that they want to make sure that they're available for. Or for me, I like to have a Friday off when I can, because I like to have that time with my friends. So, you don't have to work 24/7. You get to decide when you want to work. It might mean that you can't deliver all of the services. Some services need you to be available at certain times, but some are absolutely, can be done at any time of day. So it's really up to you what you want it to look like. But you absolutely get to choose your own healthy boundaries and create a way that suits your lifestyle. That's the whole point of this. But when you are working, you will be delivering a professional service. A big thing I see is that people lack confidence, and people think, oh, you have to be super confident to succeed. That's not really true. I think it's about just getting started, because confidence grows as you start to believe in yourself and see how you can help people and how valuable you are to people. So it might take a little bit of bravery to actually get started and push through some barriers, but you don't need to be super confident to actually get started or to succeed, because this does confidence comes from action. So it does come. Most of us are nervous when we're doing something completely new to ourselves. So you definitely won't be alone. It's just about getting started and learning as you go, because you'll start to realize just how capable you are. Another one is that the market's saturated, it's too competitive. Well, it's true to a certain extent. The market is much busier than it was when I first started. We've got COVID to thank for that. It brought in a big swathe of new virtual assistants. People realized how easy it is to work from home. But the good news is that also meant that lots of businesses realized that they can work remotely. And so therefore business increased during that time as well. So whilst it is a busy market out there, not necessarily too competitive though, and it's definitely not saturated. Demand is definitely good at the moment. People are looking for good VAs all the time. It's about doing a good job. They're not It's about doing a good job and delivering a good service and being trustworthy and and you being the right fit. And it might be that you're the right fit for a certain client over somebody else. So there's definitely room for all of us out there. And so long as you stay reliable, proactive, and committed to doing great work, you're not going to be short of finding clients. Another thing I hear a lot is it's not the right time. And unfortunately, I think, when is the right time then? Because I think it's like anything, isn't it? When you overthink something, there's never going to be the right time, because there's always going to be some reason why it's not the right time. And I think this is a result of not a great mindset, lack of belief in yourself, and procrastination as a result of that. We don't quite trust ourselves to do a good job, and we therefore procrastinate and put things in the way so that we can't get started. And it's a case of just having a little think about, well, what's actually stopping me getting started? Sometimes there are real reasons why you don't want to get started, but there's no reason. Honestly, you should just dive in and hope for the best, because there really is no perfect time to start. It's about making small steps and moving forwards, because who's to say where you're going to be in 6 months from now if you started today? It's really exciting. You just got to take that leap of faith into the unknown and believe in yourself and start to explore what this life can actually give you. So I guess I want to just sum up by saying, you are really capable and definitely as qualified as you need to be to get started. So probably the thing that's holding you back is your mindset, as I said. It's what I see all the time. It's the thing that gets in people's way. It gets in my way from time to time. So just understanding that, there's our bodies are keeping us safe, because there's this fear of the unknown, this fear of failure. Our body keeps us safe and it stops us moving forward. It's designed to do that so that we can stay alive. But in this situation, we have to say to our body, actually, this is safe. I'm not going to die from starting a virtual assistant business. So this is safe. We're going to give this a good go and just get started and have a good support network around you to help you get going. All right, so I hope that's been helpful, a little series of helping you just make that decision to take the leap. If you want to know more about getting started as a virtual assistant, please feel free to reach out to me, send me a message, contact me on LinkedIn or social media, or email me, or whatever way suits you best. Really happy to talk to you about this further. Okay, take care, bye.